On a Friday like this, 17th, the day is 17th, January 2025. Once again, welcome to this beautiful year. My name is Patricia Lukoma, and this is News Tonight. But first, though, let's look at the top stories.
Brought to you by
Greenergy ethanol stoves and fuel. Enjoy cleaner, healthier and affordable cooking. Cook your food in less than 2,000 shillings per day. No charcoal. Stop deforestation. We are looking for agents across Uganda. Greenergy, Bible Corner.
In our headlines, First Lady Janet Museveni has praised UNICEF for its invaluable support to the education sector. Former Koboko District Woman MP Margaret Barbadiri has been laid to rest. Makerere University has unveiled plans to introduce a course in strategic security studies. And lastly, the Ministry of Health has announced the nationwide rollout of Mpox vaccinations starting next month. Once again, thank you so much for allowing us into your space. Now, into the news, the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, has expressed gratitude to UNICEF for its significant support to Uganda's education sector over the years. She highlighted several key programs, including the basic education and adolescent development implemented across West Nile, Karamoja, Acholi, Central, and the eastern regions. Let's hear more in this report.
On behalf of the Ministry of Education and Sports, I take this opportunity to welcome you very warmly to Uganda. We now look forward to a continued cordial working relationship with you. During Dr. Munir's time, we launched a project to help curb teenage pregnancies among our young people in this country. We looked forward so much to the impact that program would obviously make, but unfortunately it did not really begin, did not happen. But it's our prayer that UNICEF under you will revisit this and hold hands with us to continue this program. So UNICEF, as a coordinating entity for GPE in Uganda, also a global partnership for education, has supported us in the discussions through the local education group in Uganda as an application for GPE. But that has also been on the shelf for some time. So we are still hopeful that GPE2 will become a reality, and we want to recruit you in the battle for GPE to come alongside us.
I was eagerly, Mama, waiting for this meeting to express our continued commitment. I know the relationship you had with my predecessor, Dr. Munir, and I want to reiterate my support as UNICEF representative to continuing collaboration in the field of education in the Republic of Uganda.
Okay.
I'm also excited, Mama, to arrive at a time where we are actually defining our next period of cooperation with the Republic of Uganda, our next country program development, which thank you to all the colleagues in your ministry who have provided inputs and engaged so far, is in going on the right track to develop our priorities for 2026 to 2030. As you mentioned, the continued work on early learning, nurturing care, parental support, foundation learning, and very importantly, skilling of adolescents and young people, and making the connection between education, learning, skilling, and future employment. As the coordinating agency for GPE, we have supported your ministry in applying for the extension of the deadline for Uganda to meet the triggers for the partnership compact of GPE.
Yes.
And this has been, this extension from December 2024 to December 2025 has been approved.
Oh.
So we have actually time now to move forward.
Now, President Yoweri Museveni has mourned former Koboko District woman MP Margaret Babadiri, describing her as a selfless leader and dedicated servant. Babadiri passed away on 9th January 2025 in Kawempe, Kampala, after 25 years of service in Parliament.
Vice President na elang na mau alanya lo. Oleh aku verify.
Death has robbed the family of a pillar and indeed the entire nation of a very hard-working citizen, educator, social worker, politician and activist. The late Honorable Margaret Babadiri served diligently for 25 years in Uganda's parliament. The nation shall remain indebted to her for the invaluable contributions and services she rendered during her tenure of service in various committees of parliament and in the plenary. She also served as a gender development officer at National Union of Disabled Persons of Uganda, Nudipu. The late Honorable Margaret Babadiri will be remembered for her resilience. Despite her disability and limitation, she beat all odds to represent the women of Koboko and persons with disability in the Parliament of Uganda. She was a steadfast advocate for the rights of persons with disabilities. She was instrumental in efforts to improve opportunities for disabled individuals in Uganda. Her passing is a significant loss to the nation, particularly to the constituents of Koboko District and the disability community, whom she represented with unwavering commitment. Her consideration and dedicated service will always be cherished. She will be remembered for her love for girl-child education and women emancipation. I call upon all stakeholders to continue the special consideration in the provision of government services to persons with disabilities because they face daunting odds against succeeding in life. They are part of our society, and there is no way we can break off from the vicious cycle of poverty and achieve sustainable livelihoods without reducing the impact of disability and enabling them to participate effectively in the development process. Lord Bishop and dear monarchs, the NRM government is committed to total empowerment of women as a necessary synergy for socio-economic transformation of our country. As government, we are grateful to the people of West Nile for the support you have always accorded to us through the democratic processes we have gone through to date. Continue supporting us for the sustainability of all our programs. Finally, as our nation has been privileged to associate and work with such a resourceful person of Babadiri's caliber and vision, she has left a rich legacy as an honest, selfless, hardworking leader, a Pan-Africanist, and an advocate for all. While we mourn the death of the late Honorable Margaret Babadiri, we thank God for the life she shared with us. Our condolences go out to her family, the relatives, the people of West Nile, and the entire nation. May the soul of the late Honorable Margaret Babadiri rest in eternal peace. Lord Bishop, that is the message from His Excellency the President, which is accompanied with 10 million Uganda shillings as his contribution towards the burial arrangements.
Can we clap for the Chief Mourner, ladies and gentlemen? We thank you for the support from the President.
May her soul rest in eternal peace. Now, Makerere University College of Humanities and Social Sciences has developed a new diploma in security strategy in partnership with the National Defense College, Kimaka. Speaking during the 5th session of Makerere University's 75th graduation ceremony, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Barnabas Nawangwe, said this program will provide accessible training to military officers by contributing to regional stability and cooperation.
University Librarian, Dr. Chizito Ongaya, Professor Henry Adidaichwe, Deputy Vice-Chancellor Finance.
Makerere University has held the 5th session and final day of its 75th graduation, where students in the College of Engineering, Design, Art and Technology, College of Humanities and Social Sciences and the College of Agricultural and Environmental Studies were awarded PhDs, Master's and Bachelor's degrees and awarded with diplomas. Some students from the College of Humanities and Social Sciences were awarded Master of Art in Journalism and Communication, Masters of Art in Journalism and Multimedia, and also bachelor's degrees in Journalism and Communication.
Analyzing how the media can impactfully, create value in other areas of socio-economic development, especially while using data.
Opportunity to do this course in multimedia is going to help us to ensure that we also train people who are out there. These are not journalists, they are not trained as journalists, but they are doing content, they are informing the country, they are disseminating information. So this is the rightful opportunity to enable them to tailor multimedia content that is really tailored to inform the general public and
impact the community out there and tell them the real stories. Most importantly, in the digital media age, where information is most times full of misinformation and disinformation.
The former commander of UPDF Engineering Brigade, Colonel Engineer Godfrey Tukamwakira, has also graduated with a master's degree of science in civil engineering.
This master's will help me to broaden my level of understanding of engineering, as I will use the knowledge I've acquired here at Makerere in the supervision, monitoring, evaluation and management of engineering projects.
Some police officers and politicians have also been conferred upon Master of Arts in Peace and Conflict Studies.
As a political leader, it is important for me to have this knowledge so that I contribute to the peace processes in the country, but also in the transformation of our people, because
the Chancellor, Makerere University, Dr. Crispus Chiyonga, said the university has room for expansion to the community, hence proposing that for the country to benefit from some graduates like those in agriculture, there is need to come up with a formalized relationship with some medium and small-scale farmers across the country.
I am informed that there is provision for undergraduate students in agriculture to stay in the countryside for a period of 1 year. To get the full benefit of this undertaking, I propose formalized relationship with some medium to large-scale farmers across the country. The students would be attached to these farms to work with the owners of the farms.
Sciences continues to excel as hub of academic excellence, leading in graduate output and advancing local and global scholarships through strategic partnerships and transformative initiatives in humanitarian action, security strategy and language preservation.
Development of a new diploma in security strategy in partnership with the National Defense College. This program will complement the existing Master of Security Strategy and provide accessible training to military officers, thereby contributing to regional stability and cooperation.
The 5-day graduation activities have seen 13,662 students from different colleges graduate with 143 PhDs and 491 graduates received first-class degrees. I'm Nafka Farida and Stephen Kalisia at Makerere.
Indeed, a reason to celebrate. Now, former Member of Parliament for Buyaga County in Kagadi, in Greater Kivali District, Besesira Ignatius has been laid to rest at his ancestral village in Igayaza in Pachwel Sub-County in Kagadi District. The Vice President Jessica Alupo represented President Yoweri Museveni at the burial ceremony, attended by Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabanja, and other high-profile government officials.
Ignatius Besisira, who served in the 7th and 9th Parliament of Uganda, passed on Sunday last week and was today laid to rest at his ancestral village, Igayaza, in Pachwa Sub-County in Kagadi District. The 68-year-old legislator was granted an official burial by President Yoweri Museveni in honor of his great contribution towards shaping the development of his country, Uganda. The Vice President Jessica Alupo represented His Excellency President at the burial ceremony.
I extend heartfelt sympathies to the bereaved family, the people of Buyaga County, and all Ugandans. My prayers and thoughts are with his family at this trying moment. May the Almighty God grant you the courage and fortitude to go through this moment of loss and sorrow. The death of Honorable Ignatius Besisira has robbed the country of a dedicated servant who followed the NRM's correct ideology of championing the people's legitimate interests. In the NRM, we consider leadership as an opportunity to solve the problems of society, i.e., insecurity, poverty, diseases, etc. Leaders are like social doctors because they are expected to find an effective cure to the challenges of society. Therefore, it is sad that we have lost a loyal cadre and champion of the people's interests.
The Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabanja, who was a close confidant of the late Besisira, described him as a remarkable pillar of Bunyoro and the country at large.
And so mubantu abamanyire Besisira hali mumanyire kurungi omusajja wa manani oba kugamba tukugenda Kampala tumusange hoima hariwo abandi agamba tugenda Kampala omusanga bundi bujo so amananu ago niwe nyizire nk'omutaka owa hali ngonza kusiima president abokuba Besisira bwe yarwaire Steven akanterera esimu ng'omuzeeyi alemereirwe titwamusobole wagenda India. Ngoza kusima president akatwa sente ezatwaire besisira India. Ekyo nkwenda mutere n'amaani. Kandi Mukama yatuyamba yakira yaisa nayo kizire yagaruka. Mbaye nimbaza nawe hayi buli wiki besisira abaire munywani mu. Baba ina awura akantu kona akankwaso nagana banje. Ekikalo kyaitu ekyo tikiri kyawuwenka kikalo kya Bunyoro. Utazalira bwa prime minister. Besisira abaire nganja ni yange.
Right Honorable Prime Minister, thank you very much for the love to us. Thank you very much for the friendship you have exhibited for 30-something years. You were councillors with him. He was your speaker. Akabosi wawe baite byensingeri biba rohanga yo yatekamo ekizungirizi baite era mpaka ogenze no kurura kuruge nyuma. After
the patio send-off of the son of Bunyoro was attended by ministers, members of parliament and former members of parliament, and also the senior presidential advisor on investment and the son-in-law to the president, Odrek Rabogo.
Those of you who are young, you are standing on very important ground in the country, here in Kamata and in Pachwa sub-county, because here two very important heads of Balusura. One was called Ireta, and another one I think was called Vikamba from Masindi, and another one called Ruabudongo. They are the only ones who stopped Lugard here from crossing to get reinforcement in cavalry across in Congo. This land produces heroes, and I wanted just to emphasize that. That's why you hear Mzee Sisera is a hero.
Well, now let us step a little into the health sector, where Uganda will launch the Mpox vaccination campaign next month as one of the interventions to contain the outbreak. This follows the increased number of cases, now standing at 1,712 cases reported across the country. This was revealed by the Minister of Health, Dr. Ruth Acheng, while addressing the media on the update of the ongoing Mpox outbreak.
The Minister of Health, Dr. Ruth Acheng, has confirmed that Uganda is getting over 10,000 doses and Mpox vaccines to aid the vaccination exercise that kicks off next month across the country.
We expect vaccines in the country next week. Vaccination will target high-risk populations, as I've mentioned, close contact of confirmed cases, and frontline health workers currently based in areas with active transmission.
This follows a reportedly increase in the number of cases, now at 1,712 across the country.
The outbreak has continued to expand, with a cumulative total of 1,712 laboratory confirmed Mpox cases reported across the country. Encouragingly, 1,089 individuals have fully recovered and have been discharged from the various treatment facilities. Unfortunately, 10 lives have been lost.
Local governments have been urged to regulate places like saunas, massage parlors, and other unregulated gatherings that contribute to the spread of Mpox.
Much of transmission, as the minister's statement highlighted, is mainly among its commercial sex activity. And these commercial sex activities are actually driven, in some instances, by brothels, which are managed by individuals. So the question here, to limit this interaction, that the local government, all the local governments, to regulate or actually stop these brothels.
Similarly, Uganda is alerted about the Marburg outbreak in Tanzania's Kabarenga region near Ugandan border.
As of 14th January 2025, 9 people were reported to have been affected, 8 of whom unfortunately lost their lives. Results from the National Public Health Laboratory in Tanzania are pending official confirmation. The regional risk has been classified as high, given it's a transit hub with significant cross-border movement of population to Uganda and other neighboring countries.
However, tourists and investors are assured that Uganda is safe for travel and business because the Ministry of Health is actively managing the outbreak. Winnie Ainembabas Katrire and Juma Samba for UBC.
Well, thank you both. Now, the Electoral Commission has decried underfunding for the upcoming general elections. The Commission has a deficit of 623 billion, part of the 764 billion shillings needed to finance the 2025-2026 electoral roadmap. Let's hear more in this report.
Colleagues, you have heard.
The chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Justice Simon Byabakama, and other EC officials have been in Parliament to defend the budget estimates for the next financial year, 2025-2026.
We cannot, for lack of resources, say we are not going to have elections, because Article 61, Clause 2 is inviolable. It is rigid. It says the election shall be held in the first 30 days of the remaining 122 days of the expiry of the term of government. So for us, that is the ceiling. So we've got to quit sorting out, we've got to sort ourselves out.
The commission was before the MPs, sitting on the Committee of Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, seeking for a budget funding of over 700 billion to finance the 2025-2026 electoral roadmap.
The total funding requirements for financial 25-26 is Uganda shillings 764.705 billion. However, the MTF provision for financial 25-26 is only 140.801 billion, leading to a funding gap of Uganda shillings 623.904 billion.
Among the key funding gaps include 26.61 billion shillings required to tally and transmit election results, 158.27 billion to print ballot papers, 15.449 billion shillings to recruit and train polling day officials, and 61.29 billion shillings to deploy and pay polling officials.
Phase 3, or the last phase, of the 2025-26 general elections roadmap, amounting to 450.187 billion. This budget item is completely unfunded.
Even if the money is availed today, can we guarantee that we can have a credible election in January 2026, given the fact that we have lagged behind on so many processes that have been highlighted?
There is no money, literally, and it has a constitutional deadline. So what are we trying to say? Are we ready for these elections or not?
Many things will go wrong because some of the timelines here are constitutional, some of them are statutory. And some of the mistakes which happen is because resources have not been available at the right time.
The meeting took cognizance of the unavailability of funds, which has since witnessed postponement of the elections for the administrative units.
But of course, one of the problems, as you see, is government not providing resources at the right time. Because if you make any mistake, nobody would believe that actually because resources were not there.
The dilemma also stands as the Commission has a gap of 14.3 billion to carry out by-elections. This comes at a time when Parliament has notified the EC of the vacant position of the Kawempe North constituency after the death of former MP Muhammad Segirinya.
The Clerk of Parliament has requested the Electoral Commission
to organize and conduct a by-election to fill that vacancy.
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Guitabinji, UBC News.
Now into the education sector, a total of 581 graduates have been awarded degrees in different fields during the 6th graduation ceremony of Lira University in Lira City. State Minister for Higher Education, John Chrysostom Moyingo, who represented the First Lady Janet Museveni at the event, called for increased innovation and research.
At least 581 graduates have been awarded degrees in different fields, including medicine, public health and education, among others, during the 6th graduation ceremony of Lira University. The 6th graduation notably also saw the university graduate its first cohort of master's students in midwifery. Compared to last year, the university has registered an increase in the number of graduates with about 181. State Minister for Higher Education, John Chrysostom Moyingo, represented the First Lady and Minister of Education during the event.
We understand the crucial role higher education plays in shaping the future of the younger people. It's not just about earning a degree or acquiring knowledge. It's about developing the skills to think critically, to innovate, and to contribute meaningfully to the world around us.
During the graduation, Minister Muyingo urged the graduates to be change makers and to focus on solving societal problems through research.
You go and start your own business and employ us.
He also emphasized government commitments to improving learning.
I urge you to apply the knowledge, practical skills and values you have acquired for self-development, transformation of communities, and transformation of your country.
Vice Chancellor Professor Jasper Ogwalokenga described the event as a landmark achievement in expanding higher education in Uganda. He encouraged graduates to prepare for the long journey ahead and embrace hard work.
Please be on that journey and be focused.
The chairperson of the Governing Council of Lira University announced plans to establish a Faculty of Agriculture in Amolatar.
And we now need funding to operationalize that campus.
He says the university has already acquired land for development, but seeking support for funding. Youth MP for Northern Uganda, Boniface Okot, emphasized the need for a meaningful employment for graduates. He also advocated for a minimum wage and better opportunities for internships.
Starting tomorrow, these young people will now wake up to the realities of the world. Our young people either get employed in opportunities, and the opportunities that they have cannot even meet their most basic needs as human beings. Sometimes only working for transport, sometimes only working for food. So as a country, it's important for us to begin thinking about elements like minimum wage, so that our people who also get employed are meaningfully employed.
Eddie Ulwa, UBC News.
Well, thank you very much there, Eddie Ulwa. Now, a little bit into politics. The Minister of Land, Housing and Urban Development, Judith Nabakoba, has announced that come 2026, she will be stepping forward to reclaim back the position of Mityana District Woman Member of Parliament from the National Unity Platform Party, a position currently held by Joyce Bagara. In an exclusive interview with UBC, Minister Nabakoba still insists that her slip from the position in 2021 was a result of massive voter rigging and register manipulation by NUP, thus vowing this time around to jealously keep a close eye on all electoral processes.
But going forward, I intend to stand again as a district woman MP for Mityana district.
The year 2026 is anticipated to be a hot one as Uganda heads for the general elections.
And this has been good to me that I have been serving while not an MP. I served in the first term and I delivered on what I could in that capacity. But right now, people are seeing, that's what I can say, they are seeing what they are seeing those whom they voted for are doing.
Among those expected to seek the people's mandate is the Minister for Lands, Housing and Urban Development, Judith Nabakoba.
There are things you may not deliver. I'm a minister, but there are things you may not deliver because you are not a member of parliament. So I don't want people to be like that a minister can deliver everything even if they are not MPs. No. You need the mandate of the people so that you face His Excellency and you will know Nabakoba now is speaking for Mityana. Yes, I speak for you, but I need your mandate. And that's when Mzee will say, yes, what she's saying is the right thing because they gave her the mandate to speak.
Nabakoba, who lost the seat to the National Unity Platform Party's Joyce Bagala in the 2021 general elections, is this time round going to put her eyes and ears on ground to avoid another defeat.
Of course, there are so many things. You saw us in courts of law, challenging what had taken place. You know, people think opposition cannot steal votes. But from my little experience, they can. They can. They can. And that's why I'm saying we have to be vigilant this time. Right from the registration process, to make sure that we fall through each and every process. An election is not only about campaigning, because you can be campaigning, then somebody who has beaten you technically through these other processes go through at the end of the day.
In an exclusive interview with our news crew, Mr. Nabakoba says her comeback is a voice and a wish of the many people of Mityana.
And they have been reaching out to me, honestly speaking. Even if you go there, they have been reaching out to me. Madam, come back. We are regretting. We don't know what happened. You know, they keep on comparing every other day, even when you are not there. I was like, I wasn't tired, but things came that way. Now that you are promising to move with me, let me come back and we re-strategize to see how we can reclaim our district for the services.
The Lands Minister Nabakoba served as a Mityana District Woman Member of Parliament for the 2026 to 2021 term. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
We gracefully welcome you back now. State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, has met with residents of Kanyogoga village in Watuba sub-county at Kawale village in Banda, Chankwanzi district over increased land conflicts. The minister, who was accompanied by the Senior Presidential Assistant General Duties, Fiona Barunji of Chankwanzi district, ordered for the arrest of Movaneza Paul Kakwaya, who has been accused for evicting and torturing residents.
Movaneza Paul Kakwaya, a resident of Kanyogoga village in Watuba sub-county, Chankwanzi district, has been arrested over allegations of illegal evictions and torture of residents. His arrest was ordered by the State Minister for Lands, Dr. Sam Mayanja, following several complaints from the residents. This was during a meeting between residents of Kanyogoga village in Watuba sub-county and Kawale village in Banda sub-county in Chankwanzi district, aimed at resolving the increasing land disputes in the two sub-counties. Mvaneza Polka Choir is accused of destroying places of worship during his alleged illegal evictions, forceful takeover of St. Jude Kanyaguga Primary School, and use of public land to rear his cattle.
Era nabagamba nti nze ne minisita tutambudde naye kino kye nalaba wano nali sinabakiraba okusanga nga essomero likaliddwawo abaana tebasoma ente ze ziriira mu kompawundi y'essomero nga ne kanisa baagimenya naye nga oyo akola ekyo muntu mutuuze munnammwe.
The disputed land is estimated to be covering 600 acres according to the village chairman, George Lukwago, who revealed how Mvaneza allegedly opened false cases to arrest and torture innocent residents. Presidential aide Fiona Barungi pinned some judicial officers for conspiring with land grabbers and warned police officers against filing baseless cases under pressure from selfish individuals.
Kati ne bajja bamanya nti eyo mu nsiko wali ebikolerwayo ebitali bituufu. Bwe nakibuulira muzeeyi ekintu kino bakihandolingisa CMI ne afande naiti eyali akola ne muzeeyi ebiseera ebyo ne babatumayo ne basangayo uniform z'amagye n'ebisosonkole n'ebirala.
State Minister for Lands Dr. Sam Mayanja briefed residents on issues concerning land ownership and rights, emphasizing the difference between landlords and bibanja holders.
If this is not done, and the illegal evictions go ahead, the members of the District Security Committee will all be held responsible and the action will be taken against them.
Over 400 residents accused Jesse Rakairu and Richard Tugume of harassing and evicting them from 5 square miles of public land in Kabale village in Banda sub-county Chankwanzi.
It has applied for land when the residents are there. So we are begging kindly the government to help us recover our land. To the electors, Dr. Trey Jesse Rakairu and his son, Richard, they have tortured us a lot. They have imprisoned us. So,
former MP Samuel Semugamba and Chairman Isa Mugerwa commented on the destruction of crops, burning of houses, and alleged shootings orchestrated by Dr. Turia Hikayo.
Their cows have destroyed all our gardens. They have burnt our houses. They deployed some bachiga from there, from Rukwingli, who came and burnt our houses, store our property, and some of our residents were killed.
Minister Dr. Mayanja ordered residents to return to their plots of land and directed authorities to arrest Dr. Turia Hikayo and his son. Sandra Kahunde, Jamil Sekaja, News Tonight.
Well, Minister for Gender, Labour and Social Development, Betty Amongi, has commended cultural leaders for their vital role in addressing moral decay and fostering socio-economic development in the country. This was during a closure of a 2-day national conference for traditional leaders.
Of the different cultural institutions of Uganda.
The 2-day national conference held under the theme, The Role of Cultural Leaders in Promoting Culture for Socio-Economic Development in Uganda, was intended to discuss the critical contributions of cultural leaders to cultural preservation and economic development in Uganda.
Speaking at the event's closure, Minister Betty Among lauded the cultural leaders for complementing government efforts in tackling moral decay among their subjects. Among also encouraged cultural leaders to continue using alternative justice systems to resolve community disputes rather than flooding courts of law on matters which would have been solved at community level.
And they have told us, first give us time, let us try dialogue. So already they are having dialogue, and we want to request that please support government in ensuring that conflicts are resolved through engagement, through dialogue, through reconciliation. Because if you promote this pillar as an ideology in your community, then those that are growing up to become ministers, members of parliament, will also come with the perspective that dialogue engagement is the best practice for resolving conflict, even political question. Your community will pursue, the politicians you elect will come at a national level to pursue the policy of dialogue, of engagement, of reconciliation.
The Minister of State for Gender in charge of culture, Peace Mutuzo, thanked President Museveni for supporting cultural institutions and called on cultural leaders to collaborate with the government to foster development among subjects C.
Thank you for the community I've read. Many of the issues I've read through, it's a very progressive communique. It shows that culture evolves and this culture is evolving positively. And the world before us will be a better place because of our cultural institutions.
Then we'll look for ways of helping our community. So this conference is very important. If we work together with the government programs, for example, a myoga, coffee growing, parish models, I think we can, as cultural leaders, we can come in and help the government.
The participants came up with resolutions to guide institutions in running cultural duties.
Cultural institutions are an integral part of Uganda, and we can't leave them behind in everything that we do. So their intervention in terms of advice, in terms of direction, is very critical.
Robert Katamba and Mary Namukose for UBC News.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Dial *165 *80 hash. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You are now entered a draw to win school fees.
Looking for instant excitement? The Uganda National Lottery Spin for Cash game is now available online. Wherever you are, you can join the excitement for just 500, 1,000 and 2,000 Uganda shillings. Don't miss out. Register now on www.nationallottery.go.ug for a chance to win your share of 2 billion instantly. What are you waiting for? Play Spin for Cash now, anytime, anywhere. Ituba is the proud operator of the Uganda National Lottery.
Uganda National Lottery. Dream, play, win.
Participants must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. The Uganda National Lottery is operated by Ituba Uganda and regulated by the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board.
According to the Uganda Bureau of Statistics Census Report of 2016, in Uganda, 12.4% of the population, about 4.5 million, live with a disability. Limited access to ICT and assistive technologies increases digital disparities, prompting UNICEF's aim to promote digital inclusiveness for persons with disabilities. The ICT for People with Disability program aims to improve the accessibility of education and technology for persons with disabilities and promote their full and effective participation in society. UCUSA is implementing this program through the creation and maintenance of an online observatory for persons with disabilities intended to link persons with disabilities with service providers and different programs that empower them, and provision of adaptive tools that enhance their quality of life through ICTs and digital skilling.
Government of Uganda presents Post Buses in Uganda, operated by Posta Uganda. We specialize in professional transport, courier and vehicle hire services across Uganda. Our routes include Kampala Masaka Mbarara Kabale Chisoro, Kampala Mukono Jinja Mbale via Tirinyi Road Soroti Lira, and Kampala Luwero Kamudini Gulu Kitgu. Our main offices are located at the Post Office Head Office on Kampala Road, with booking services available at counters 23 and 24 at the General Post Office. You can also book at designated district post offices along our routes. For inquiries or bookings, please contact us on 0751 684 184. Posta Uganda. We deliver trust. Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels, and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukota Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Welcome back from that short break. Time to look at what's happening in the world of business. Now, one of the answers to the questions of Uganda's drive towards having a self-sustaining and independent economy is industrialization. The response of the private sector has also taken the manufacturing rare products, including syringes, which is a pathway towards revolutionizing the health sector. Let's hear more in this report.
In a bid to reduce reliance on imported medical supplies, Uganda has taken a significant step towards self-sufficiency. This is demonstrated at Mahavi Medical Industries at Namambe Industrial Park. The syringe manufacturing factory displays a clear meeting between innovation and healthcare.
This involves all sizes of syringes, starting from 1 ml for the insulin injection, 2 ml, 3 ml, 5 ml, 10 ml, 20 ml, 60 ml, and those we use also in the veterinary side. We are the first manufacturer of syringes at Mahad Medical Industries Limited in Uganda.
It has been a journey of perseverance and innovation, from humble beginnings to a state-of-the-art facility. The factory uses cutting-edge technology to produce 10 million syringes per month. This involves 3 and 5 mils auto-disposable syringes, which leads to production of 120 million syringes per year.
We can do even 300 million, which is the Uganda market, if we are given opportunity by putting a surcharge on imports or eliminating imports.
This machine coming from the Korea, this is updated technology, and this all machine, they are working fully automatic, no human touch, all those things, and each and every station we have IPQC, in-process quality control teams.
For the market of Uganda, 500 million syringes are used, of which 200 million go through exports. South Sudan, Rwanda, Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya and Tanzania are some of the market destinations. From raw materials to finished products, every step is carefully monitored to ensure quality and safety.
This high-tech meets the demand of Uganda's import substitution on health, because for hundreds and many years we've been importing syringes from China, India, Turkey, Europe, and some as far as America. Uganda now has got this capacity.
Whereas this is solving a problem of syringe importation, it has not come without challenges.
The importation of syringes are coming to the country are so many, and they are cheaper. And once we want to support Uganda production, local production, we must strengthen the local manufacturing by waiving off taxes like URA taxed through NDA raw materials, okay? And other raw materials like PPEs and other things we import from South Korea.
There is no reason why national medical stores now continues to utilize 100% imported syringes when Ugandan manufactured syringes with the right price serve and present themselves with a competitive pricing. What am I saying? It is important for us and the sectors in government to see that we answer to the President's drive, to see that we buy Uganda and build Uganda.
Employing about 100 professionals, the factory remains optimistic about its future, despite the challenges. With plans for expansion and diversification, the sky remains the limit.
And our response as the private sector is to see that we move to Bubu, buy Uganda, build Uganda. And it's also important for us to note that we should not be donating jobs to the Chinese, to the Indians, and many others.
Mahadi Medical Industries, a syringe manufacturing factory at Namamve Industrial Park, is a testament to Uganda's determination to improve its healthcare sector. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Tukwaniriza waka eri ebisanyusa. Eri Wi-Fi buli wamu. Eri speedi za internet eza waggulu. Eri obukuumi. Eri obuyambi obuli mu ddaala erisooka. Eri okwanguyirizibwa. Tukwaniriza waka eri MTN Wakanet, internet ensukulumu eri buli maka. Kyalira www.mtn.co.ug kasali Wakanet. Tukwaniriza waka nga tuli wamu tewali kitulema.
Now, lastly, into the world of sports, Uganda's women national Koko team has entered the historic semi-final on debut at the ongoing World Cup in New Delhi, India. Uganda beat New Zealand 71-26 to set up a semi-final against fancied Nepal that outclassed Iran 103-8 in the loop-sided quarter final at Indira Gandhi Stadium. Yet again, for Uganda, Grace Ojil put on a player of the match performance, while Rose Nankumba was the best defender. Others that excelled were Eunice Awori and Olivia Nalwega. The team's head coach, Ephraim Makuya, is optimistic that despite the semi-final opponent, Nepal, being one of the best in the world, the girls will die a little for the black, yellow and red colors. The other semi-final at this World Cup that brought together 24 nations is between South Africa that beat Kenya and India that ejected Bangladesh. Kho is a traditional South Asian sport that is the second most popular traditional game for Kabaddi, after Kabaddi. It's played on a rectangular court with a central lane connecting two poles, which are at either end of the court. During the game, 9 players from the attacking are on the field, with 8 of them sitting in the central lane, while 3 runners from the defending team run around the court and try to avoid being touched. Each sitting player on the attacking team faces opposite half of the field that their adjacent teammates are facing. And that's it from us. Thank you so much again for allowing us into your space. My name is Patricia Lukoma. Let's meet again at 10 o'clock.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Here's your chance to win school fees for your child for a whole year. Just pay school fees using Momo. Dial *165 *80#. Select option 2 for school pay. Select option 1 to pay school fees. Enter the student number and amount and approve the transaction. You are now entered a draw to win school fees.